if you get lost?
Find a big black guy.
You find a big black guy, and what do you tell him?
And that I lost.
Oh, do I need to tell you there's a bunch of white people really upset about that video? Stitching it, duetting it in the comments. Oh, this is racist. Actually, if you want to be real about it, statistically, based on the data, any child would be safer approaching a strange black man than they would a strange white man. So let's look at some numbers. Convictions of possessing images of children. White people, 86%, while black make up only 4%. I'd say white people damn near cornered the market. Now, when you talk about assault of a child, the numbers are a little bit different, but white people still excel. 42% are white, 18% are black, but I feel these numbers might be skewed. For example, Hispanic make up 10% of the abuse. They also make up 10% of the possession of images, so those seem to be pretty close to each other, while these other numbers are way off. Now factor in that black people are 7 times more likely to be wrongfully convicted of a serious crime, including that kind of assault, than white people are. Then think about all of the priests at the Catholic Church hid and protected and moved around. All of the pastors that we've recently found out the Southern Baptists were protecting. Think about all of the well-respected white teachers and coaches and scout leaders over the years where people just didn't believe the children, didn't believe that that good man was capable of that. And it's not hard to imagine that these numbers should probably be closer to those. And as long as we're talking fun facts, let's look at this one. They looked at SA convictions from 2006 to 2017, and you know what they found? There was a 1,330.47% increase in sentences of black individuals and a 8.6 decrease in sentences for white individuals. So white people, far more likely to do it, also more likely to receive a lenient sentence for it. So while I'm real sorry if that first video triggered you, statistically speaking, that mom is right. And maybe you should teach your children to do the same thing.
She didn't have to cut me off. We were nothing. Your love, she treat me like so up.
YouTube, welcome back to all my regulars and my new viewers to another episode of Tay Wizard Reactions. We on our way to 250 subscribers. Thanks to everybody tapping into the channel. I really appreciate y'all. If you really want to catch me live, you go to tiktok.com/TayWizard276 at 8 a.m. I ain't been on there lately because I'm working on something, but I still been on Kick. So you go to kick.com. Usually anytime, but especially at 5 p.m. every day except for Saturdays. And if you got any clips that you want to send, put it in the YouTube community. The link gonna be down in the description. Today we are reacting to the video by the name of White Baby Tells the Raw Truth About Black People That Adults Won't Admit. Black America Reacts. So in my opinion, because I watched some of the video already, it's basically the reveal that black people is safer than white people. And I know a lot of people gonna have a problem with this, but facts is facts. And one of the people in this video pulled up the statistics, which he will state later in this video, or he might have already stated that when it comes to child images, white people committed 86% of the crimes, and black people only commit 4% of the crimes. And when it comes to assaulting children, white people committed 42% of the crimes, and black people committed 18%. But he also said that those numbers might have been skewed because the Hispanics come into the mix and they were 10%. But when you look at another crime that were related, the numbers were far off. So his reason for saying that was his belief that black people was wrongfully convicted. So if that's true, which I don't have no doubt that it is, that means those numbers go down even more. And for white people, it may go up. And because specifically for these crimes specifically in the past, recently, black people has been increasing in those crimes and white people has been decreasing. So they've been locking more black people up for the crime and haven't been locking as many white people up. So by his words, he believed that that is basically planned. And why I believe that's true? For the testimonies in these videos. You know, they say babies don't lie. You know, they say babies is pure. They the closest to the creator. So, you know, they got a pure heart and they speak with a pure tongue. But not only do these babies feel that black people are safer, they have actually been trained that if they get lost to seek out black families rather than white. And this comes as a shock to me, of course, because of the racism. But it's crazy because I seen the clip of Myron Gaines, if y'all know who that is, a black conservative, self-hating scumbag. He was being confronted by a white conservative. And one of the points that they argued was white women were out of white men control. They both agreed that they needed to get the white woman back in check. Now Myron started saying some things and reasons why white women were out of order and that why white men needed to put them in check, which when the white men agreed. But he also told Myron that they didn't need him. I'm gonna just play the clip.
Here's the problem. Let me be blunt about this because I've had this criticism of white people and white men in general. You guys have to get your women in check.
I
you
know.
guys don't have your women in check.
I agree.
Let's talk about white people. You guys don't have your women in check at all. White women in general don't want to date white men. A lot of them, are totally cool with being. A lot of them put off and push feminist propaganda. They'd rather pursue,
So actually, the reason that I'm here is because when I was on Twitter, all the Wignat chicks told me to come here and to ask you to stop on. That was actually the original argument I was supposed to have.
No,
with you.
we need to continue on them because they're the reason why you guys are getting replaced, quite frankly.
Okay,
so you should be having divisive ideologies that are the reason why you guys are quickly declining in citizenship.
You're not white.
Sorry.
We don't need you talking to white, trying to interact with them at all.
All right, I played a little bit more than I should have, but as you can see, they were saying basically white women were the problem, the reason why white men are starting to become the minority, a couple other things which the white man agreed to. Then he proceeded to tell Myron to stop. But my whole point is this situation where white women is telling their children to seek out black families. Could this be one of the reasons why they feel as though they need to get the white woman back in check? But let's take a look at these clips and figure out what's going on. Why all of a sudden they are starting to prefer their children to seek out black families instead of their own. As always, if you like the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified when I drop a video or when I'm updating you on the old one. And let's wrap.
I'm sitting in this car trying to gather myself because the wildest shit just happened to me and I'm at a loss. So I was just walking. I was going for a jog at the park and then I started just walking my last couple laps. This little boy runs up to me and he's like, I can't find my mom. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. And first, I'm like throwing the fuck off because what do you mean? Like this little white boy, he had to be like 7, 8. He's panicked, can't find my mom. Please help me find my mom. And I'm like, okay. So we're like backtracking. I'm like, who else were you here with other than your mom? Like, what's your name? What's your mom's name? I was like, where was the last place that you saw your mom at before you got lost? He's telling me all this stuff. So we go back to that location. We're like walking around and I happened to notice there was a bathroom near that location. So like, I walk inside the bathroom with him. I'm like, call your mom. And he's like, mom. And I'm like, what is your mom's name? And he told me her name. So I'm like, I'm yelling her name. And she's like, yes. She's like, comes out of the bathroom with the little, her other kid who's younger. And she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, is this your son? And she's like, I'm like, what's his name? And she tells me, I'm like, is this your mom? And he was like, I'm like, cool. So I explained to her, like, your son thought that he was lost, This little boy, y'all, this little boy stops, looks at his mom and says, Mom, you were right. You told me that if I got lost to look for a black lady or a black family, you were right. Excuse me? I was like, what? She was like, my mom told me that if I was ever lost or if I was ever in trouble to look for a black lady or a family. I'm like, what? So I look at her and she was like, yes, I've told my child since like he could formulate words or thoughts that if he's ever lost or in trouble to look for a black woman or a black family because he will be fine. And I'm like, that is insane. And this woman spent the next 20 minutes talking while her kids were playing, talking about the difference between a child asking a white person or a white family for help versus a black woman or a black family. I had never heard of this. I had never heard of this. She's like, yes, I think every white woman that I know has told their child this. She then proceeds to tell me, she's like, I don't know that black people don't harm children, but I know for a fact that white people harm kids and kidnap kids for fun. I have never, I was at a loss for words. I talk. Like, I didn't even have the words to formulate to explain to her how shocked I was at what she, because like, I know this to be true. There's never been a time in my black ass life where I have seen a black woman and not thought that, like, in the least, she's going to look out. You know what I mean? Like, whether I know you or not, I know if some shit pop off, me and this black girl, we got each other. You know what I mean? I've never doubted that. I did not know that white people knew that. I had no idea that white people knew that black women, like, we're going to take care of. I don't give a fuck who that child belongs to. I don't care that if I've never seen a child. I don't give a fuck if that kid is Asian, white, don't care. I'm going to. I did not know that they knew this. That shit just, it broke my brain. It broke my brain. And I am so glad that I did what I was supposed to do for all of us. Hey, for all my sisters, I passed the fucking test. Because that little boy, I'm talking about, he ran up to me and held my hand. I'm lost. I can't find my mom. That white lady said, and here's the crazy part, I don't know if I told y'all this, she didn't even know that her son was lost. Like, she had gone to the bathroom. I told him I was going to the bathroom. He must have not heard her or whatever, but she was not panicked. Like, she was like, my kid was playing. First of all, why the fuck would you go to the bathroom with your one kid, leave your 7-year-old by himself at the park? Like, insane. Insane, but whatever.
White people, stop telling your children, go find a black woman if they get lost. Hell no, we're not doing this in 2025. Whether you are conscious of it or not, what you are doing is putting our black women in grave danger. And hell no, we're not doing that. Because little Sarah or little Timmy will go running up to some random black woman and she doesn't know what's going on, grab hold of her, and you being frantic, looking for your child, who you should have kept better supervised, you would turn the corner and see your child with a black woman and want to call the police, and that could end up having our black women be arrested, separated from their families, and God forbid, even unalived. Hell no. You Kens and you Carolyn Bryants out there are not going to put our black women in danger. And what really pisses me off about this, white America, on one hand, loves to tell the world that black Americans, especially black American women, are angry and loud and ghetto. But then privately, you are telling your children, now, if you are lost, go find a random black woman, because you know deep down, you can't trust your children with your men and other white women. So you tell them to go find a random black woman. Hell no. Stop telling your kids if they get lost, they need to find a black woman. What you need to do is be better parents and keep them better supervised. Black women, if this happens to you, make sure you record the entire interaction. And if you have someone with you, have them record it too, so that you have more than one set of documentation as to what is going on and what is happening. And please boost this message. A user by the name of Lizzie, her video brought this to my attention along with some others, and I put Lizzie's video in my stories. Go watch it and share it. Boost this video. Better yet, make videos of your own. And in your circles of influence, share this information about what is going on. Y'all be careful out there.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Now I know it might sound crazy at first, telling people, telling the women especially, like, don't be helping them because it could put you in danger. Like, that's the reason why I don't agree with that. And another reason is, yes, because y'all want to publicly demonize them, but behind closed doors, y'all want to deem them a safe space for y'all children. Here go a reason why, though.
I'm just gonna show you.
About that trend that I've been seeing on TikTok. No, I won't get banned. I will not get banned, and I'm gonna say it. Go away, let me say it. No. I have been seeing this trend on TikTok about skin color. Join me if you're black. Join the black girl train. What if I got on there and I said, join the white girl train? Look at me, I'm white. Join the white girl train. I don't care. Someone's got to stand up and say it. Stop the racism. Everybody is equal. Everybody is the same. We're all the same. Stop segregating and alienating people because of skin color. I hate that trend.
She had to remember to cry on the end because her peoples was warning her in the back not to do it. So she had to make it look like it was so compassionate. I just wonder, do she confront white racists like that? Even though, like, join a black girl train, that ain't racist. Like, people been talking about, I ain't gonna get into it. But that's the reason right there why I don't agree with this trend that's going on. Or, you know what I'm saying, like, with them telling their kids to go find a black woman. Now, it's been instances where they saying a black family, period. But I don't agree with the black women for their safety. I believe a man can handle themselves better. But even still, that's dangerous too, though.
So I just got hit to this thing where there's a lot of white parents or white mothers that are telling their kids that if they get lost, to find a black woman or even a black man. And I have had kids run up to me before and I've helped them find their parents. But I understand what a discrepancy is when it comes to this issue. I know that there's some, people that are thinking that it's like the old mammy days. I know there's other people that are just terrified because if they do help your child, then some of them are getting the police or the security called on them like they're trying to kidnap their child. And so because we can't differentiate what a person's motives are when we try to help your child, it becomes a protective nature for us to just say, you know what, I'm not going to help. Now, me on that hand, on this discussion, I'm always going to help. But I really understand why a lot of us are going, no, I'm not going to, even though I just feel like it's within our nature. We love all. We love everyone. We want to help everyone. That's why the people that are racist will try to talk about this black on black crime like we're the only people that commit crime. Like they don't do crime. They don't do pedophilia. They don't do kidnappings. There's a reason why white mothers are telling their children, find a black person, because we don't kidnap children at white rate. We don't do pedophilia at white men's rate. I get that. But I do see if it can seem like a pro and con situation. A pro for the parent, a con for us. A pro is your child is safe if they find us. A con is, do you look at us as the predator anyway, and even though we were trying to help you, and now we've screwed you're trying to screw our life up. So that's a very tough situation. And then you look at the dynamic that if it was a black child, we can't say go find a white person, because 9 out of 10 times they're going to not help the child, hurt the child, abduct the child, abuse the child, or try to make our situation terrible. If your child gets lost in the grocery store, we'll try to find you and hand your child back to you. If our child is lost in the grocery store, you'll try to call CPS. So I understand where the dynamic is, where there's a lot of black frustration with you're putting the responsibility of your child, if they get lost, on us because we're decent human beings, but we're not always getting rewarded for that. Sometimes we are getting penalized for helping your child. So the dynamic has to change. The mindset has to change. But yeah, your child is 9 times more likely going to be safer with a black person than a white man. Sorry, it is what it is.
You know, and it's not the fact that they send their kids to us when they're lost that bothers me. It's the fact that they tell us that we're lost and we don't know where we're from. And then they send their lost kids to us to be lost together. And then they tell us that we're violent. Like, it literally makes no sense.
Y'all, girl, come here. Who are you and where's your mama?
At the house.
She at the house. You need me to go into the house.
I think that playground.
You know people be snatching kids.
No.
Yes, yes, the heck they do. And you just walking up to me, girl, you scared the daylights out of me.
No, my friends.
Huh?
My friends.
Where's mommy?
At the house.
Let's go find mommy? Yeah.
I called the police. What's going on? But somebody's baby I done found outside in the cold with a pamper on, 1 sock, no shoes, a top, walking in my backyard. The police is here and the medics is here.
Hello. Hi, buddy.
Hey, bud. What's going on? How long has he been inside?
So, probably approximately maybe 2 minutes before I called the police. I immediately brought him inside, covered him up, and called the police. I immediately covered him up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, his feet, if you feel his feet, they're still pretty cold.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get him out to the ambulance here.
Okay.
Let me go grab a blanket for him.
There you go, baby. Bye-bye.
All right, buddy.
I'm out, guys.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, if y'all need from me for anything concerning, here, I'll
go
walk
back.
you. Yeah, if you want to come I'll walk you.
Love that warm embrace.
Come on. Let me get my shoesies.
The little girl said no. When she said, let's go find mommy, she said no. So she don't want to go home. What the hell going on in her house? But see, man, look, it's a lot of, things that we look at as y'all trying to put us in a trick bag. And I know it's going to be some racists that's going to be like, oh, that's bad because they telling their kids to stay away. But at the end of the day, we got to worry about our own protection first. That's first and foremost. And if it wasn't the possibility of being arrested for trying to assist another family in finding their children, then it would be a different story. And it looks like I'm not the only one that feel that way either. But I want to hear what you guys think. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Do you agree with white kids should seek out black people when they are lost? Or do you not agree with that? I personally want to know, like, just why is it an increase of a bunch of white lost kids in the first place? Like, why are they not keeping better attention on their children? This is the crazy part. Like, just knowing that it's people out here, period, no matter what color of the skin, that they are snatching children, that's all the more reason for me to be an overprotective parent. Like, that's what they call me. Like, and I don't even care. At first, I used to care, but as I look at all the stats increasing, children going missing, and people in general, because it's not like adults not getting snatched too. It's not like mass shootings is happening in places where adults are either, because it is. And at the end of the day, if you're a smart person, you're going to fortify your first line of defense. You're going to reinforce your protection. And us not trying to be involved with lost children when there's a possibility of us being looked at as the culprit is totally out the question. But like I said, you guys let me know what y'all think about this down in the video. Down in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, don't be too shy to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified when I drop a video or when I'm updating you on the old one. We're on our way to 250 subscribers. Thanks to y'all tapping into the channel. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to catch me live, go to tiktok.com/TayWizzle276 or kick.com/TayWizzle. Every day except for Saturdays, either at 8 a.m. or 5 p.m. And if you got any clips that you want to send me, you can put it in the community right here on YouTube. Links will be down in the description. I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank y'all for stopping by as always. And I'm going to see y'all in the next video. It's been another episode of TayWizzle Reactions. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. And again, thank y'all for watching.
She didn't have to cut me off.